Hello, basically today I'm just going to go through everything that I said in class already, but in case some of you were sleeping or not listening at all, I'm going to go through one more time, okay? This is SS issue number 2. Now issue number 2, according to the syllabus document, is all about diversity. The first thing they talk about is what? Okay? How are we diverse? So you must keep in mind the 4 things on how we are diverse, which is number 1, race, ethnicity. Okay, first one. Number 2, religion. Number 3, nationality. Why nationality? Is because with immigration, now we have more than one nationalities in our country and all around the world as well. So, and the last one is social economic status. Now you must know what exactly are these 4 things and how do they impact diversity. How, you might ask? Well, because all these things determine the activities you do, determine the beliefs you have, determine the cultural practices that you do. Okay, your religion, your nationality, your common common and cultural practices. So your race, your religion, your nationality, your socio-economic status will determine all these things. That's why we are diverse. Okay, for SES, you must also keep in mind the keyword, which is social mobility. The question that will come out is, how can we manage SES? How can we narrow the gap? How can we improve social mobility, the ability to move from middle class or lower class to middle class and finally to upper class. Okay, the next thing you must know is that who is the middle class people? Again, the professionals, managers, executives, and trainers. Okay, lower class, most likely they are the unemployed. Yes, either unemployed or the blue collar, which means manual labor. Okay, so please look at your textbook for this thing and how are the ways we manage social mobility. Okay, check your textbook for that. So that is the what. Now, after the what, the next chapter basically talks about the reasons for mobility. Okay, so let's add a new page. Reasons. Okay, very simple. Economic opportunities. And the next one would be social cultural environment. Correct? So one economic reason and one social cultural reason. So under economic opportunities, can you remember what is said in the textbook? Basically, you must give me why. Why immigrants want to come? Why immigrants would like to come? Correct? Why, you may ask. So you must talk about the safety aspect. You must talk about anti-corruption. You must talk about our good law system or judiciary system, right? And you must talk about the many opportunities. And who are the players in this story? They are the MNCs, the multinational corporations. They will come here because they are attracted to all these things, and as well the economic opportunities. Because we are a well-developed country, we have state-of-the-art things, we have good processes. That's why people want to come here, right? Okay, social culture environment basically is them bringing their families over. So this just speaks of largely the education. Right, you must write, we have a well-established, well-recognized education system. That's why people want to come here. education. Okay, other things include the community support group, among others. So this is what you must know. What exactly are the groups that you have? This one, check your textbook, please. Okay, so the next chapter then talks about the experiences of diversity. Okay, this one is very simple. You just need to know what exactly are the experiences, which is broken down into what is being exchanged and as well as the challenges. Okay, two things that you need to know. So for what is being exchanged, culture. For another thing is the skills. Okay, if this question come out, then you are in luck, because the examples for these questions are quite standard. For culture, you have the food, fashion, and the last one would be, what is the last one? Food, fashion, and what is the last one? Music. Yes, music. So of course the textbook give you the chef William Low. Please remember all these examples. Skills and knowledge, they are promoting collaboration, especially for the scientists. Right, I hope you have not forgotten the scientists. So we have the A-Star, that together with the foreign researchers, they have come up with the H1N1 vaccine. Okay, so diversity have brought about exchange of skills and knowledge. Diversity has also brought about exchange of culture. So if the question asks you in what ways have we benefited, you can say number one, skills and knowledge. Number two, the culture. Okay, challenges, very simple, is what you read in the news every day. Economy wise is competition, right, for jobs, and then the salary will decrease. Why? Because foreigners are willing to work at a lower pay, so of course the salary will decrease, because why would they hire you if they can hire a foreigner? Correct. But the good thing is there are some jobs that we don't want to do that they are taking up, so that is a benefit. But nonetheless, economy wise there's competition, and socially wise, of course, we have the xenophobia. That is when people stereotype, right? One bad thing from one person can mean that the whole group is bad. This is what people are thinking online, right? Discrimination. And why do we have all these feelings? Again, one bad thing can lead to all these feelings. Another thing is because of the competition again, right? So not just the jobs, but also the infrastructure. Okay, this is more of the why xenophobia, right? Any problem we have, we'll blame the government, and blame the government equals to blaming the foreigners. So this is the thing: infrastructure, your transport, housing prices, everything will increase, right? So this is the challenge that our government face. How do we make sure that we can deal with this? We can get people to not be bothered or to improve on this situation, right? So this is the challenge of diversity. Okay, so benefits, the exchanges, challenges are the competition and the infrastructure. Okay, please remember. Now we go on to a new page, which is the third part of the issue, which is understanding you. Okay, no, not you. Understanding how exactly do you manage diversity. Okay, so we are talking about foreigners here, managing foreigners who have come to our shores. Of course, the two examples they give: assimilation. Okay, we speaks about France. The example is France because France believe in laicite, which also means secularism. Okay, I hope you understand this. So the belief in that we must all follow a common national identity, and whatever cultural practices you have or cultural identity, it must be kept private. It must be obvious that our French culture, French language, French beliefs are seen in the public eye. Okay, no favoritism, everybody secular system. That is assimilation. You as a foreigner must adhere, must follow our culture, our beliefs, our rules, then you can be integrated. Okay? But this is not what Singapore practices. Singapore practices integration. So integration simply means that our cultures can coexist. Or in other words, the multinational, multiracial, multiculturalism will complement our identity, our national values and identity. Okay? So you can practice your culture, we accept it, we embrace it in fact, but we are all fair, okay? All races are fair. We complement our identity with all these diverse cultures, so that's the way that we do it. So of course the two main things are multiculturalism and multiracialism. Okay, so that is about integration. After that they talk about how do we manage this integration in Singapore. So you must know the main thing is naturalization. Okay, we want it to be natural to the immigrants when they come here to understand Singapore culture. The way we do it is the Singapore citizenship journey. So they go through sort of like an orientation program before they can become citizens of Singapore, which shows you the culture, shows you the values, the beliefs, how we do things in Singapore. Okay, including the e-learning and all that jazz. So this one you can check your textbook on the specific examples or your notes which you should have kept. Next thing is, other than this, we have the common space, right? So please remember, common space is not just the physical space, it's also the it's also the activities, the shared experiences that we have. Okay? Not enough space. So you gotta know EIP. What's EIP? Right? Ethnic integration policy. It means that your HDB has a quota to ensure that there's a mix of races in a neighborhood, not predominantly. It's not something that's predominantly Chinese, predominantly Malay. There's a mix. Okay, then you must know there is the IRCC, inter-religious cultural confidence circles, the events and all these things, all these jazz. Then there's the PA who organize the block parties, the festive celebrations. Okay, please remember the block parties, the festive celebrations and all these jazz thing, so that people can come together, integrate well and perform well. Okay, and there'll be less chances of discrimination if you have all these things. Okay, what else is there? Community support. What is this? In the textbook, CIF, the Community Integration Fund, given to companies to promote integration. Okay, basically these are money that the government gives to certain companies if they have a good plan to promote integration in their company. As simple as that. I hope you're okay. I hope I'm okay. I hope you're all okay. So PA, block party, festive celebration, community support, community integration fund. So all these things, please remember. And if there's anything that I missed out, you can check your textbook for more specific examples of the measures. Okay, oh yes, I'm missing a big thing. NS. Okay, NS, you must say that they go through similar experiences together, tough experiences I must say. And number two is that NS makes diverse people believe in a common value, right? And that is the defense. The importance of defending our nation. Nation building. Okay, this must be in your essay. What's the purpose of NS? To build nation building through the value of defense and defending our nation. That everyone has a stake in this nation. Everyone has a stake, and therefore you must defend the nation. When a group of people, diverse society comes together and believes in this together, then you have bonding, you have sense of belonging, you have less likely to have discrimination and all that jazz. Okay, so please remember NS, PA, schools, your CCA, your community support, your interracial confusion circles, also your GRC, right? Each GRC must have a different mix of races. So all these things are some examples of what our government has been doing to make sure that we can manage diversity well. Please, it should all be in your head. Okay, recite it. When you go to the shower, recite it. When you're at home, recite it. When you're on the way home, recite it, and it will become natural to you. Okay, finally, we come to management again. But this time, how do we manage SES, socio-economic status? And in particular, we're looking at healthcare. Okay, please remember we're looking at healthcare. Okay, healthcare, very simple. What do we have? We have the government finance approach, and this is from Sweden. And the main thing is that the cap of 122 euro. After that, everything else is subsidized by the government. Okay, please remember. Next approach we have is what's the next approach? The market-based approach. This of course speaks of the US. Okay, please remember the US, huh? So market forces. Finally, shared responsibility. So this part will be us, Singapore, and how we believe that we could co-pay for healthcare so that the burden on government is lifted. Right? We don't need to spend so much on healthcare because people are paying partly for their own healthcare. The government provides subsidies in the form of the polyclinics, right? In the form of the ward subsidies and all that jazz. While we pay our Medisave, Medishield, Medifund, okay, we are helping the government to pay for the healthcare costs by taking our own responsibility. So it's all about responsibility, right? Whereas in the US system, everything is market-based approached. Okay, hang on, I lost my screen for a while. Let me just get it back. Hang on. Okay, I got it back. So yes, let me go back. Okay, so very simple. That's what it is. Video capture. Okay, yes, yeah, okay. So back here. Okay, market-based approach. The bad thing is that healthcare costs will rise. You must be responsible, and the companies must be responsible. But companies are profit-driven. The key thing about market-based approach is the profit-driven. It's the profit-drivenness of this thing. Okay, that's the key thing. Profit-driven. That is why it's not good, because companies want to make money. If they want to make money, they will increase the price, of course. So everything is run by the thing. That's why you have Obamacare coming out to talk about insurance, talk about making healthcare affordable to people. But Donald Trump, of course, is reversing this thing. Okay, so that's the big hoo-ha about this. Government finance, of course, the key issue is the burden faced by the people. Faced by the government. Because if you have to subsidize so much, where we get the money? You get the money from the tax. So that means that in Sweden, you have to pay a high tax rate in order that the government can have the money to subsidize your healthcare. So that is the downside. So everything there's a downside, there's an upside. But we believe the best way is shared responsibility. Okay, so they'll ask you which of these is the best way and why. You have to explain why. Can? Alright, so that's about sums it up for the whole of issue 2. For specific examples, please check your notes, or maybe I'll do another video on specific examples, but that's about it. Understand the general concept so that at least you can write something down. You can write something that flows well. And in the next video, I will show you some of the essays that you can write, what you need to write in the essays, what type of questions will come up, which is something that I said in class already, but just to enforce in case you're sleeping in class, in case you're not paying attention. Okay, so this is that.